Is this thing on? Hey, it's Nick. I expect some backlash for this, but I still plan on using Unity, at least right now, at least for Soldier's Descent. I don't like what Unity has going on. Uh, Everything here is going to be one take, just one straight through. This is very impromptu, very casual. If I drone on for too long, I'm just going to cut to the next part where I have a coherent thought. Uh, I already have a devlog written that I plan on publishing alongside with this, but this is just going to be me being casual, just looking at the devlog every now and then, just so I can have some key talking points to just share more in depth on my thoughts. But yeah, I don't plan on changing engines for Soldier's Descent. Future projects with Sir Dies a Lot, we are going to be changing to something like Godot, Unreal, uh, MS Paint, Excel. No, but in all seriousness, uh, Unity. I've been using Unity since 2015, like 2017. Well, I've heard of Unity since 2015, but I started in 2017. Started making 2D games with it. Uh, that's just my start. Back when they used Monodevelop instead of like Visual Studio Code. Uh, but yeah, I have a long history with Unity, and as a developer, it kind of hurts to see what Unity has been doing. I mean, I understand it's a company. They're going to do these things for profit, especially with their especially with their CEO that worked at EA. Surprise, surprise. But it would just be way too much for Sir Dicelot and I to like switch to like Godot or Unreal for Soldier's Descent. So our plan, at least for now, is to finish the at least the demo for Soldier's Descent, and then our next project is going to be using Godot. Godot is open source; it's free. Uh, they're held almost entirely by donations. Soldier's Descent started development on May 5th, and because of that, or May 5th, 2021, it's now 2022, so over a year of development. So with the amount of effort and like care and like I put into it, it just isn't viable to change engines because we would have to rebuild everything from the ground up code wise, which is no big deal. But because I don't know how to use Godot and I would just be learning the engine, I don't want the game to be bottlenecked by my inability to work around an engine. In addition to that, I would have to re-import assets, reassign variables, and pretty much all of that jazz. Not really pressed. We're not. I'm like on summer vacation for college, and Sir Dicelot also is. So we're not really pressed on time, but we want to maximize as much time as we can to push out something. Because, yeah, I only have so many days of summer vacation left before I have to go to college and like focus on my major, focus on commissioning as an officer, stuff like that. Because I've been using Unity since 2017, that's just what I'm most comfortable with. I'm most comfortable with C Sharp. I'm not comfortable using C yet or C++ or GD script, which is very similar to that of Python, which I do plan on learning for future projects. So the goal is that we finish Soldier's Descent. We learn Godot on the side. Okay, so in that way, we actually go into our next big project with a little bit of like actual experience. Maybe we'll make a couple side projects together before we get into it. But since Godot uses GD script and is very similar to Python, it's going to be easy to learn. Godot also supports C Sharp, but I've looked around. There's not much documentation on that. I could like Control C, Control V a lot of the code that I have from Soldier's Descent, but it just wouldn't be viable time wise. Again, uh, also Godot's 3D engine is still in 3.0. 4.0 is coming out soon. I don't want to wait for 4.0, although it looks impressive, and like 3.0, I don't know. I don't think it fits what I want. It's still the 3D rendering still looks a little bit iffy, especially when porting to different devices other than like Microsoft Windows. On the flip side, uh, yeah, we are going to be using Godot for future projects, most likely. But at the same time, though, this whole like Unity situation, there's a good chance this is probably gonna blow over within like a year from now, or like a couple months from now, where it's like I'm gonna say, hey, we're using Unity, and it's like, okay, cool. I don't think anyone is gonna care a year from now, anyways, or a couple months, unless Unity keeps doing stupid stuff. Nobody's really gonna care after a while. So we might stick to Unity after this. We might not. Although, as a developer, it's still gonna leave a sour taste in my mouth for like many months to come. Maybe like even after I finish this project, like maybe like, let's demo like a couple months from now, a year from now. It's still gonna. I'm still gonna be hesitant on using Unity again, just because of like the things that have been happening and like and all that. However, it doesn't really affect me, and it doesn't really affect you either. At least for now, which is why I say probably. But Soldier's Descent, at least the demo, is going to be free. And how Unity's current revenue system works is as long as the project does not exceed 100K annually, we do not have to upgrade our license to like Plus or something like that. So even if there's like a full monetized version, there's a very low chance that Sir Dizelot and I are even going to exceed that price point. Or like that, not the price point, but more like that revenue cap. Uh, but yeah, so basically, we use the engine. We make less than 100K. We do not use any monetization system other than like directly from itch.io or like Steam or something like that saying, hey, buy our game. As long as it's under 100K, Unity does not get a single dime. They're actually losing money because of we're still using a personal license. So yeah, so the CEO has backpedaled on his statement a little bit, but it's still kind of poopy stinky how he said it. Either way, I mean, I've learned to be a forgiving person over the years, but still, it's still sour, still bitter, at least for now. That might change a couple months from now. I might be like, all right, this whole thing was just no big deal. I'm gonna keep using Unity. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. We're reaching about the 8-minute mark. This is just me rambling at this point. Just rada rada. Crazy Dave from Plants vs Zombies. Either way, I guess one thing I have to conclude is the engine. It's Unity is still amazing as an engine. The people behind, like the higher ups, nah. Just don't hate the devs that still work on Unity. Not just the indie game devs, but the actual employees at Unity. Do not harass them. Do not send any threats. There are people just like you and me. There are people working on the Unity engine that actually genuinely care about making a good engine for game developers. And us as game developers, all I can say is keep supporting developers that choose to use Unity. I'm reading off of like my devlog now, just the last bit. A lot of us make games out of passion, so boycotting our choice to keep using this engine hurts us more than it hurts Unity. Because, well, if we're on a personal license and we make less than 100K, it still hurts Unity. It hurts Unity more than it hurts Unity just to keep buying and playing, and like they don't make a single dime from our revenue. However, if you just don't, yeah, it's gonna hurt Unity, but it's also gonna hurt us as devs. Just a lot more. It's a passion. The money is just like a side thing that'll help like make us like live more comfortably. Because, well, let's face it, I'm a broke college student. I figured, you know what? I like doing this. I like making video games. Maybe I can make somewhat of a living off of it. Not like a living, but like some like unreliable side hustle, if you may. You know that please support Soldier's Descent. This is just an indie game I've been working on for a year. Sir Dizelot joined the team later on. It is a Unity game. Please don't be discouraged because it was made in Unity, at least for now. unless Unity does. If Unity does something absolutely like piss poor, we will switch engines if it affects like our ability to make the game, your ability to play it, and like if we want to like make paid games in the future. That's gonna if they make any changes to that, then we are going to jump ship straight to Godot. Uh, yeah, that's all I got to say. We're indie devs. We just do what we love. Maybe live a little more comfortably off of it. Uh, yeah, that's really all I got to say. Uh, rock on, folks.